Hi, this is Avinash from Team 5. As a part of visualization lab exercise, we are going to demonstrate High Availability Manager using VMware vSphere. High Availability Manager is a mechanism where it constantly monitors a VM and vHost. In any case, if a failure occurs in a vHost or VM, it migrates a VM from the failed vHost to another vHost or a backup vHost that we have created already. To demonstrate a high availability manager, we have to create a cluster. So now let's begin with the creation of a cluster. Go to a data center, right click and click new cluster and give the name as P05-CL and turn on the vSphere high availability option. Just keep everything as a default and click next. Now we can see a cluster has been created. Now we are going to add hosts. So we can add host by just simply drag and drop the host inside the data center. Now we can see the host has been included in our cluster. Now similarly we will be moving the other two hosts inside our cluster. Now we can see all the POs has been migrated, added to our cluster.
Hi, I'm Kavya. Now that the hosts are moved to the cluster, we need to define a common data store for all the virtual machines. The reason to do this is to enable vMotion to migrate the VMs at runtime. vMotion is a feature provided by VMware in ASXi which enables live migration of virtual machines. Live migration refers to migration of virtual machines when they are powered on. So now let's add data store to the host. Let's go to data stores mode, data store and data store clusters. Let's add a new data store. Let's give the server name as so now let's add a data store. Let's go to data store and data store clusters and add it. And add a data store. Let's select a host and storage type, and let's give the properties. And the data store name, and let's finish it. Similarly, let's do it for all other hosts. Let's give the properties. So now let's give the properties. NFS3 Team05A. Sorry, NFS3 Heartbeat 05A, and let's finish it. Let's do it for the last host. So we have added our data store for all the hosts, and my teammate will continue now.
Hello all. This is Nishant here. Let's continue with demonstrating how high availability is provided by VMware by creating a new instance of a virtual machine on a newly created cluster. So we shall be mapping this onto the host 171. So we shall deploy it from an existing template. So we shall name this as Team05 Heartbeat Lab04 VM02. And it shall go to the newly created cluster, and the host would be 171. So here we'll select the data store to be NFS Heartbeat 03. So I'm sorry, it's Heartbeat 05A. So we shall power this on automatically when the execution of the VM creation is done. So just check your configurations again and ensure that everything is okay, and proceed ahead to finish the creation of the VM. As you can see, it has already started, and it will take some amount of time to finish the creation of the virtual machine. So similarly, we shall create one more VM. We have already created one for the demo purpose, so which is T05 heartbeat lab for VM01. So this is the second one. So since this is taking a while, let's pause the video and come back to it when it is already done. So now we can see that creation of the VM, the creation of the new VM has already been completed. We shall go check. So you can see that the VM is powered on by itself because we had selected the power on the VM after the creation option. So we shall just open the console to ensure that it is up and running. So you can see that it is not currently showing us the home screen. This is because it takes a little time for the VM to start it up. So we shall wait for a while till the VM initializes itself. So you can see that Ubuntu is now starting up. This is because we created the virtual machine from a Ubuntu template. So in order to demonstrate what live migration refers to, we shall play a video from YouTube, and we shall observe that when we migrate the VM from one host to another host, the video does not stop completely and it keeps on playing. This is enabled due to a common data store which will enable the VM to be migrated from one vhost to another. So we shall play any video. We shall now try to play VMware tutorial video. So make sure that you install all the required plugins to play the video. So now that it has successfully been installed, we shall try playing a video. So now that we know that one of the video has started playing already, we shall try to migrate this VM from the existing vhost, which is 171, to another vhost, which will be 173. So now we will select the 173 as the host. Make sure that you have selected high priority, so this will reduce the latency of migration. So as you can see, the migration of the host of the virtual machine has started, and it will take some time to migrate, but you can observe that the video will resume almost from where it left off without any delays. So it is currently at 120, and it is still playing, which means to say that live migration, though it is occurring, it is not impeding the video being played. So as you can see, it is almost completed. Yeah, Now it is completed, and we could see that there was no loss in the data packets, or we can say that there was no delay in the video that we just saw. So that is one of the biggest advantages of live migration that is supported through uh, by VMware. So wherein you can migrate your virtual machines from one host to another without having any delays. So I will now provide the control over to my friend Prabhu, who shall take it from here.
Hello, this is Prabhu. Till now, we have seen how VM is manually live migrated. Now we will demonstrate how it gets automatically handled by VMware. For that, I will start a video streaming. Now I will power off the host where this VM is located, and it is 173. So now I have powered off the host.
Hello everyone, I'm Vinisha. Now we'll continue from where Prabhu has stopped. We have seen that Prabhu has disconnected 173 host, which is identical to a vhost network failure. So we can now see that the VM present inside 173 is now being migrated to another available vhost 171, and we can see the VM up and running. So this is how VMware supports live migration when a host faces an issue with the network. That is all from our part. Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Vinisha from Team 5. Today let's see how dynamic resource scheduling works. Dynamic resource scheduling is nothing but balancing the load across the vhosts. We have created a cluster naming T05CL. Let's edit the settings of the cluster. We can see that HA is turned on. Let's disable that and enable the DRS option. So we can see that unconfiguring HA process is happening on the vhost. Yeah, now HA property is disabled on the vhost and DRS property is enabled.
Hi, this is Prabhu from Team 5, and we have already created 3 vhosts. Now we will cross-verify the memory allocation for each of the vhosts. So for that, we'll go to web client. Now so here you can see the memory size is 2 GB, and for the second host it is 2 GB, and for third host it is 4 GB. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Kavya. So let's check our VMs. So we have already 5 VMs in our cluster. So let's check the hosts under which those virtual machines are located. So this one is located in 173. This one is under 173, and VM01 is under 172. VM02 is under 173, and VM03 is under 173. So let's migrate the 173 virtual machines to 171 and keep the 173 host empty. So let's migrate it to 171. Right click and migrate.
Let's migrate it to 171. So it's in progress. It's done. Let's migrate this to 171. Yeah, it's done. And this is under 172. This is under 173. Let's change this to we'll migrate it to 172. It's in progress. Let's do the same for this VM. Let's move it to 172. So now we have no available virtual machines under 173. Now my teammate Avinash will continue.
Hi, this is Avinash from Team 5. Now let's see how to configure the dynamic resource scheduling in our cluster. Just click on our cluster and you can see a tab DRS. Now we can see the migration automation level is fully automated. That is, the vCenter itself take care of migrating the virtual machines if it is heavily loaded. Now let's change the configuration to partially automated, so that it will suggest a recommendation if it needs to migrate a virtual machine from one vHost to another to optimize the resource usage. Now we can see the level has been changed to partially automated, and once we click the run DRS link here, we can see it is recommending to move the VM02 from 172 host to 173 host.
Hi all, this is Nishant from Team 5. So as my friend Avinash had left off from here, we can see that there are currently some recommendations provided by the DRS based on how much load has been distributed across various nodes, various hosts. So if you can see here, we can see that it is recommending us to move the T05 VM02 from host 172 to 173 and T05 Heartbeat Lab4 VM2 from 171 to 173. This is because of the memory loads that have been distributed unevenly across the hosts. So in order to balance these out, we'll just apply this recommendation and see how it carries out. So once we ask the ESXi to carry out the recommendation for us, we can see that the migration of the virtual machines has started. So we'll wait until it completes. It is going on fairly fast, so we shall not pause the video. Let it complete, and in the meanwhile we can describe what exactly is happening in the background. So if you remember properly, we had selected the recommendation settings to be partially automated. So imagine in case of a scenario wherein the administrator is very busy and he's unable to manage all the virtual hosts and the loads across virtual hosts, ideally it should be in fully automated. What this will do is it will automatically balance everything out so that each of the hosts is balanced equally. But having said that, if the admin wants to control and visualize for himself that uh, visualize for himself and dictate whether what should be applied and what should not be applied, ideally in those scenarios partially automated will work fine. Okay, so now we have seen that it has been completed now. So we shall go to the summary. If you remember, it was VM lab 4 VM2. So it has now been migrated to the host 173 from 172. So like we said, this is a very good feature that provides dynamic load balancing, and the VM need not have to be switched off. So if you can see here, the VM is already on. It was left on. So yeah, thank you for watching, and thanks again.